Welcome to the High Performance Man podcast. I'm your host, John Fayocavitz. On this show, I interview successful men who have built impressive careers in businesses, founders, CEOs, senior leaders, and professionals who have operated at a high level for years. We talk about what actually made them successful. So the goal is simple: to learn directly from the men who have done it, so we can apply those insights into our own careers, businesses, and lives, and continue raising our own standard of performance. The show is sponsored by the Prime Performance Method. The Prime Performance Method is designed specifically for high-performing men who have achieved success in their careers. They feel like their body and energy have taken a hit along the way. We help busy professional men regain strength, energy, lose weight, and feel younger without the long workouts, extreme dieting, or disrupting their demanding schedule. So if you're a high-performing man who wants to feel strong and energized as you are successful, message me, John Fayocavitz, on LinkedIn. Today, on today's show, we have John Tatoian, who is the president of Tatoian Enterprises, where he oversees the legal and accounting for Tatoian Enterprises. John, thank you so much for coming on our show. We're excited to have you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Our first question, John, is this. What's the most important lesson you learned so far that's helped you become successful in your business?
Probably two important lessons.
Yep.
Money
What-
talks, money talks, and money talks, bullshit walks. That's the most important.
I heard that with my father 40 years ago.
That's the truest statement that I've ever heard.
Yep.
And I think the thing that philosophy or that I go by is to find the leverage, find your leverage in any transaction. So find the opponent's weak point. So
Okay.
what's that saying? Relief. I remember Sir Laurence Olivier said it in Marathon Man. He said it to Dustin Hoffman in the scene. Relief, discomfort. Now, which one of these I next apply is up to you. So the basic tenet of human behavior is people want to avoid discomfort and gravitate toward relief. So if you can manage those two basic human truths, you'll be successful in 99% of your transactions.
Wow.
That
is awesome.
At the end of the day, that's the bottom line. As a Jew, I make things very simple.
Okay. Now, did you, how long have you had your own business, Tatoian Enterprises?
Since 1997, when I got out of law school. I graduated from law school in 95. And I passed the bar in 96. And then in 97, I started the first of about between 12 to like 15 businesses.
So that's got to be almost over 30 years, right? Or close to it?
And yeah, 29 years. Yeah, about that.
Did you come from a law firm to start your own business?
Well, it was my family's law firm that I was.
Oh, okay. So it's always been in your family then?
It's been in my family since 1955, somewhere around there.
Wow.
It's a long time.
Okay. Wow. That is awesome. Okay. My next question, John, is this. What do you think hinders a lot of men today from reaching their full potential?
That's an interesting question.
Because there's so many things out there.
What you're really asking is what prevents a person from, I don't want to get too hard, from self-actualizing.
Yeah.
The Maslow's hierarchy at the bottom is the basic needs, and then at the top is becoming the best you can be and self-actualizing. What prevents somebody?
Yes.
Probably. I don't think it's just one thing. I think it's their own issues, their own fears, their own issues, their own obstacles, internal obstacles that prevent them from self-actualizing. So it's a combination of factors from becoming the best you, from becoming
Right.
the
What I see, and then maybe you could agree or disagree with me, I see with the way the culture is today in society and all this other thing, distractions is driving us crazy. You know, you get on the internet and you got all these influencers and all these things, and I just they go from one thing to the next thing to the next thing, and they don't have that head buried in going straight ahead for what they believe in.
Yeah, I mean, when you asked me that question, I had to think a little bit because self-actualization, becoming the best you can be. I was thinking about it initially when you asked it as someone, a third party, another person looking at someone and saying, well, and judging someone if that's the
Mhm.
if this person has become the best they can be. But it's really a question they have to ask yourself, an internal question. So it's not a objective question where somebody looks at you and says, how much money do you make, or what do you do for a living, or where do you work, or it's something that, I mean, you can be a janitor making $20,000 a year, but you still could self-actualize to a greater degree than somebody that's making $1 million working on Wall Street. So it's very
Right.
subjective. It's very subjective.
Got
I
it.
would say.
Is your business a business? Do you work with businesses or individuals mostly?
Both.
Both.
Yeah, both. I mean, by law practice, I work with individuals, consumers, and businesses, but mostly individuals. In the business end of side of things, I work a lot mostly with businesses, not so much with individuals.
Okay. Do you have a team that you work with, or I mean, because you have accounting and legal and accounting. I see you're the lawyer part. Do you have an accounting too, or do you have a team that?
Yeah, I have a whole panoply of people that I work with, a whole bunch of lawyers. There's a main lawyer, that's my personal lawyer, and a lawyer for the company. I, I do the accounting, but we have an accountant. We have a lot of brokers that bring deals to us, to me,
Wow.
financial managers at Morgan Stanley. So a lot of people that participate. Let's put it that way.
And I'm
But
and
at
I'm
the end of the
sure
at the end of the day, the buck stops with me. So
you're the guy. So I'm sure during the course of the years, most of your business is drummed up by word of mouth.
yeah, well, mostly is word of mouth. Yeah,
I mean, you don't have a mark. You have a marketing strategy or a marketing system.
I did. I mean, I have a couple marketing teams. So
Okay.
depending on what area of business, Tatoian Enterprises is 4 different profit centers. It's the law profit center, which is John Tatoian Law.
I saw the list there that you
And
wrote.
yeah,
You
there's
had
a
like,
list. Yeah,
yeah, and they're all
but
different.
they're all they're all in different areas, right? Different areas of business. Yep, correct.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's amazing. Well, that keeps you going, and you're overseeing all of that.
yeah. I mean, I don't have to. I don't want to make it like I'm that busy. I just have to oversee the people that oversee things. So
Right.
it's very passive at this point. Other
Good.
people do the work. That's the key to creating wealth is the creation of multiple streams of passive income.
Right.
So,
Exactly. Okay. Which way you lead me into my next question. Okay.
mhm.
For most men on the road to business or professional success, other areas of their life get sacrificed. What's been one of the areas of your life that has suffered, if there has been, John? But where you'd like to be successful now, too?
What's one of the areas of my life that has suffered because of my success?
Yes.
That's an easy question.
Go ahead.
my personal my personal life, because I'm so ruthless and abrasive and obnoxious and profane and not politically correct. Your personal life suffers. People don't like you
So
when
you're social.
you're right. Exactly. People don't like my big mouth. my directness.
But it's
They don't
you.
like, they don't like that. What's that?
I said, but it's you. That's the way you are. That's the way you were made.
Well, they say they appreciate it. I appreciate your honesty, but I think, you know,
How now
deep
being
down there, deep down they're saying, this guy's a pain in the neck. But anyway,
so your social life was that's basically what was sacrificed. How about with this business, you didn't have to travel much or do anything, right?
no, other people,
So
they're,
you're home. I mean, you're
no,
every
no, I didn't have to travel much. People are in all over the country, all over the world. I've dealt with people, but I don't have to travel to them because of the virtual nature of just business in general today.
so you didn't have to sacrifice any family time or anything like that.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't have any kids. I don't have a wife. I have very few friends, but I prefer it that way.
Okay.
So
Well, yeah, it's your decision, right?
exactly.
Okay.
Correct.
My next question, and this is, I'm always curious to find out because it's always different. Where do you find yourself at peace? So you say you got these traits that I guess you're a type A personality.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yes, correct.
So where do you decompress? Where do you unwind if you can? Where do you shut off the switch from work to the leisure? Do you have hobbies? I mean,
Well, my where I decompress is either in swimming at the beach, in the ocean, by the fireplace. But where I'm most relaxed, the most relaxed and calm that I am, I can tell you where it's very odd. People find it very odd. But I remember walking into Morgan Stanley and I had a check to deposit for, I think it was $700,000 or $800,000, the certified check. And I walked in with the check, and that was the calmest, most peaceful that I've ever been, in a brokerage house with a check to deposit with $800,000. Money calms people down. People that have a lot of money are very calm. People that don't have money and are frustrated they're like little dogs. You know, when you walk into a house and you're like, yep. And then you say, well, I thought you said you had a German Shepherd or a Doberman. Yeah, it's right over there. The Doberman it's in the corner there. It's not saying anything. It's just sitting there or lying there. So
wow.
the big dogs make the least noise.
Yes, but that is on you. I mean, what do you think? The piece that you had an $800,000 check, and I mean,
But
that's
I'm being a little bit facetious, but you
right.
get the ideas.
Yeah. Wow. That's and you repeat that over and over to get peace.
Yes. That gives people peace. If everybody had $1 million check of cash in their bank account, you'd have a lot less, probably a lot more harmony and a lot less strife or frustration. Put it that way. Again,
right.
being a little bit hyperbolic and facetious,
Right.
but you get the drift.
I got the drift. How about do you have any kind of routine that you do during the course of a day? Like the non-negotiables that you have to do every day?
But yes, I'm OCD. I have OCD, so I do the same thing every single day. So it's
And
pretty much same routine every day. That's all. Again, it's because I'm OCD. But
are you up early? Are you an early riser?
yeah, I'm up at sometimes I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes, but usually like 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning.
And you do the same things every day.
I do the same thing.
What time do you start your let's say work hours? Does it vary?
It varies, but usually 9 o'clock. There's
Okay.
no real set schedule because, especially in the past, when you work with people that are in different time zones or different countries. Some people are in Hong Kong, some people are in England, some people are in Africa. So you have to be flexible from that point of view. But usually it's about 9 o'clock.
Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, then you just from that 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock or 9 o'clock, you have the same routine.
Have the same routine. Yep, over and over again. Exactly.
Coffee drinker?
No, I don't drink. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink alcohol. I've never been drunk. I don't do drugs. I don't smoke. Never smoke. Just don't drink coffee.
That is super. So your health is pretty good then.
Knock on wood.
That's
Knock on wood.
awesome. There's
So self care and keeping your health up is an absolute priority. It's at the top of the list. It should be up top of the list for people. Your health, then your money, and then whatever else that you
That's
want.
exactly right. You know, again, when I'm on this podcast, and this is really why I started it, is that I wanted to integrate both of these aspects because I'm starting new with my new
Mhm.
venture, okay,
Mhm.
of doing a podcast and I wanted the insights of people who've done it. And that's why when you seen in my
Yeah.
introduction, I want to learn from these people who've already been successful in what they did. And then what my background and what I've done for 30 years is the health part of it. And I wanted to integrate both of them, okay, making sure that I could reach as much as I can to people who need the help for the health reasons.
Well, I'm not a doctor again, but I would suggest would suggest people seeking the care of medical professionals that can help them along because that's the most important part
And
of your life is your health, really.
and what the basic thing for me and whatever is mental health is number one.
Yes, yeah, mental health. That's probably going back to your earlier question. That's probably the thing that the factor that most influences or affects people from preventing them from self-actualizing is their mental health. There's not a lot of emphasis and there's not a lot of support for mental health today.
No,
So it can really influence your trajectory in life. Let's put it that way.
right. And how you approach things. That's the way it, you know, when you get
So
when you
yeah,
get up in the when you get up in the morning, you want to have a purpose.
you want to have a purpose, but I found that the most important human emotion is not fear, it's not love, it's not jealousy. The most important human emotion that keeps every man and every woman going, and the most powerful, is hope.
Oh,
When that dies, when hope goes away, uh, you're
that
you're
is
you're either dead or you're just walking dead man.
that is awesome, John. Wow.
So,
That's
hope.
a,
Without hope, there's not you hope just like you hope, quote
yeah,
unquote, that your podcast is going to be successful and you have
right.
visions and you visualize it. But if you had no if you had no vision in your mind and no hope that you are ever going to be successful at anything, including your podcast, that'd be a bad, crazy day.
Yes, it would be.
Be a
And that
crazy day.
and
Yeah,
your days would be so miserable.
that's right. Yeah, right.
So miserable.
Exactly. Hope. What's that saying? Hope springs eternal. Hope springs eternal.
Yep.
Forget who said that.
All right. My last question, John. If you were to give one piece of advice to other men that are starting out on their journey, okay, they're thinking of going out on their own, doing their business, entrepreneurship, and they want to achieve this success that we're looking for, what would
Mhm.
that be?
I think the two most important areas to concentrate on, two most important pieces of information to have if you're going to be an entrepreneur is a knowledge of human behavior and a knowledge of accounting, numbers, human behavior, psychology, and numbers, accounting,
That is,
and the realization that the most valuable commodity there is, aside from your health, is not money. Money, money is easy. Money comes and goes. But the most important commodity is information. That will lead you towards, if it's handled properly, it will lead you towards wealth. Information is the most valuable commodity there is.
Educating yourself at all times.
I wouldn't be here without information. And information in the form of what I learned in law school, what I learned as an accountant, and information on the street. Just from private. You asked about a team. One of the most important people on my team is not the lawyer, it's not the accountant, it's not the financial advisor, it's a private investigator, because they get the information that I use to gain leverage over an adversary.
That is so awesome, man. You're giving me quite a bit of insights here today, John. I mean, this is why I started it. Okay. And this is awesome information. My audience is going to eat this up. Okay. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show, John. Okay. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to be on. And as a remember, the show is brought to you by the Prime Performance Method, where we help high-performing men rebuild their strength, energy, and confidence without sacrificing their careers. So if you're ready to feel strong in your body as you are successful in your business, message me at John Fayocavitz on LinkedIn. Until our next episode, perform strong in all areas of your life.